Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh my, you guys sent over another topic for me to talk about. So one of you mailed in this topic. Tablescaping drama. Anonymous, the person didn't want to be credited. So yes, tablescaping drama. When you hear the phrase tablescaping, you may think of a person escaping from a table, but no. That's ridiculous. Tablescaping is sort of like landscaping, but the land is actually a table.
I overheard saying that he bought everything on his table from the dollar store. To me, that shows a lack of creativity.
They basically need to make a table look nice, and there's like competitions. And I'm trying to think if there was a show I watched. Was there a sitcom that had a landscaping episode? Please let me know, because I'm trying to figure it out. The ones I'm thinking of in my head right now include Community, The Office, not a sitcom, but maybe How To with John Wilson. Let me know if I'm right.
You have to put a little bit more into it than just walking into a store and buying a bunch of putting it on your table.
You can't do that. You can't buy a bunch of from a store and put it on a table. So as you can see from the video, this is in fact a field that gets taken very seriously by the people who take part in it. The first person involved in today's story is James Connolly, a production designer who has worked on TV shows like The Voice. Ever heard of The Voice, where they're on a chair and someone is singing, but that person's actually Jimmy Fallon? He decided to enter the OC Fair tablescaping competition.
Have you ever noticed a gorgeous tablescape at a wedding or on a TV show or at a restaurant?
And I was like, that's nice. It is an art form. Making a table look nice. Making anything look nice is that's cool. All right, he's just playing a full-on copyrighted song in the background. I gotta skip around.
I have designed many tablescapes for my house.
He's designed a lot of tablescapes. I gotta pause it every now and again. I'm gonna mute. There's subtitles. You probably know this or not. Decided to enter the OC Fair Tablescape Challenge. So I tasked my team coming up with their own interpretations of the design brief. I'm gonna meet them in 15 minutes. Okay. James and his team decided to enter the, quote, Table of the Gods category. In this competition, each table was judged in its own category, kind of based on what theme it chose. James and his team figured out the design for the tablescape that they're creating. Like, oh, maybe we should do this or that or whatever. But then, if I remember correctly from whatever show I watched the tablescaping thing, then you can only have one person do it. So they planned it in advance, but then he had to go in and just do it himself. Which show am I thinking of? The person ended up using something cheap at the end? Or something? They like ran out of money? Or something?
And even though I know exactly where to put things, I'm actually a little nervous because people are starting to come in and now I'm starting to see this design in like a whole other light. The other competitors here are really serious. I do have a little extra time and I am putting a little gold trim on the bottom of the tablecloth because I think it needs it.
So that's what tablescaping is. And now, at this point of the story, I'm introducing another person into the mix. A person who's been introduced before on this channel. I'm so excited for him to be involved in another story. That is Mark Sebastian. Whoa! Mark Sebastian, that influencer that went on the 9-month cruise. Whoa! The most interesting bits of the 9-month cruise story. That's, that he was involved in that. So Mark Sebastian was actually there on the day of the competition to judge the tables for himself. He wasn't part of the judges, but he was an individual judge with his own individual thing going on. So let's see what Mark thinks of the tables.
This is our first table under the Table for the Gods. I really like the tablecloth. I think the tablecloth is great. I love the fake caviar. What I really like is the...
I find the tablecloth to be a bit too messy. Acting as if I know anything.
But then you go up and it just doesn't look as beautiful. It doesn't look as sexy.
I was thinking the table was so sexy. I was like just in pure awe of this table's sex appeal. But then we got to the top and I was like, this a library or something? Where's all the sex?
Incredible. But really,
that's by the way, that's the first place table. So he already arrived there after they announced the winners. And then eventually throughout this day, Mark reached James's table. Let's see it.
Let me introduce you to her.
Now that's sexy. That's James's final table. That's how it looks like. Honestly, Good stuff. Often I can find like the gold and black stuff to be a bit too Andrew Tate, a bit too like guy who goes to Dubai a lot sort of thing. But here I feel like it looks nice. It looks eloquent. It looks like Hunger Games.
Beauty. This is grace. This is well done.
This is beauty. This is great. He's it. Mark and I are on the same side.
It's black. It's gold. It's Versace. I love it. I'm gonna point out some details over here.
All right. So high review. This, I mean, as we can see here,
I'm gonna point out.
It said it somewhere. That James's table got to 3rd place in this competition.
I like it a lot.
Third place. So you like that little thing, and James made sure to put that there. That was a James touch.
You guys gave Little Miss Venus in a Half Shell 2nd place, but you give this one 3rd place.
All right. That's part of the situation. Basically, Mark judged the table for himself, and he was not happy with the 3rd place placement. Do you guys think this was better than the 1st place one that we saw earlier? Let me know in the comments. So at first, James didn't really say much about the fact that he got 3rd place. He just kind of mentioned how he really enjoyed it and how inspiring the whole experience was. But eventually, Mark's video kind of made the rounds. It got some views. It got this amount of views that it says on the screen. So fans reach out to James, and then he made a response. Can we get a close look on this table? How does this table look like? Is it good?
And the competitor came in. I have no idea her name, and I was, thinking everybody here, part of this table setting world, is part of a community. She was pretty cold to me, and so is her daughter.
So he's talking specifically about the winner here. That's the competitor in question.
And so is her sister. They were all whispering to each other.
James was a first comer into this aggressive world. He was wide-eyed and full of expectation, and he could not expect the brutality of these tablescapers. And then he says that he recorded her a little bit.
And then at the end, I did chat with her again. I said, well, you were a great neighbor. And she said, thanks, you too, good luck. And I was like, oh, I'm nervous. She said something like, I am too. This was her.
Okay.
I just thought like it was kind of ugly and was like, there's no way. I mean, maybe she's got all of her technical stuff filled out.
Can we have that table on the screen again? What do you think of the table?
Creative standpoint, it was just not going to happen.
He was like, it's not going to happen. This table's never going to win. And from a creative standpoint, it's never going to win.
Supportive community, except for the Greek winner. I don't know. Maybe I just chalked it up to, and I'm not going to say anything.
He thinks that the reason the winner was this cold to him was because she was jealous of his tablescaping situation. But then she won, so, So things got pretty heated up from this point after James made this video. And the winner commented on this TikTok, bless your heart. That was my table that won. I don't do That's good. We're getting to the good stuff here. She's like, I don't do table setting to make friends. I do it for blue ribbons, baby. Better luck next year, bucko. Maybe your theme should be sour grapes. Now, if you remember, James doesn't come from the world of tablescaping originally. He has done The Voice, the show where there's a bunch of judges and they're sitting like this. But then behind them, it's Jimmy Fallon singing and he's doing a funny voice. They're like, buzz. I gotta see who this is. Oh my God, it's Jimmy Fallon. He worked on that show. So then he did this video, I think very intentionally sitting. He made sure to come onto the scene to reveal something very interesting here in the background. So yeah, a bunch of Emmys over here behind him.
Oh my God. That's the winner. I just have to start off by saying,
and you know what? That's a winner's comment. That's exactly the comment that I would hope to receive from someone who's a professional tablescaper.
I'm responding to this comment by video because I just want to clarify. I'm not being combative. I'm not causing drama. I said from the first response video, I'm not here to call anybody names.
You're intentionally sitting in front of your Emmys. If I even had, what's the name of that stupid award they give YouTubers? If I had a streamy, actually I don't know if I'd put a streamy behind me. I find them to be I think the streamies are the worst award show. I know that there's one better, I might be confusing all the names. I know that there's some better ones, but I think the streamies, I'm like, this doesn't mean anything. Like normal awards are ridiculous, but at least, there's not as many movies coming out as there are YouTube videos. So you can sort of choose stuff, but the streamies, that just means like your fans voted for you on a website.
Thank you for introducing yourself. I can't believe we've gotten to know each other this way on TikTok of all places, and congratulations.
So I guess sort of trying to off TikTok. How many times do I need to fill up this to do this captcha? So it seems like, yeah, try to kind of, you know, chill out the situation a little bit, but also making a funny video next to his Emmys. Mark Sebastian said, I'm obsessed with her saying I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to win. Yeah, that's so good. Tablescape winner versus Emmy winner was not on my bingo card. Not beating the sour grapes allegations. So Mark also made a video about the comment.
The girls are fighting.
So he's loving it. And then in the comments, yeah, she's here. That's great. Honey, I sure meant to be iconic. Friends are for... I can't even read this line. I can't. I cannot read this line while giving the same energy that this person clearly has. I'm not as iconic as this, but I'll read the sentence anyways. Honey, I sure meant to be iconic. Friends are for happy hour. I'm about work. That's amazing. This is so good. Good vibes on this drama. I'm enjoying this one. So James made another kind of video talking about all of this, doing all this experience, having this experience and whatnot.
I signed up for this to be expressive, to work with my team, to
just play another fully copyrighted song in the background. James, what am I gonna do here? I'm gonna have to pitch your voice. You're gonna have to sound like one of the chipmunks. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it.
Teach my team how to build designs and pitches, and then to be expressive by myself, and to blend two ideas together, really think it through, and
that's cool. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna pause it sometimes. I'm gonna keep playing it now.
And learn about what this world was. Well, it's a serious deal. I will definitely be checking it out and signing up next year.
So he's gonna sign up next year. So generally seemed like he saw it as a positive experience. Honestly, that it was all worth it just for those two comments from the winner from the tablescaping. Honey, I sure meant to be iconic. Friends are for happy hour. I'm about work. That's amazing stuff. calling him a sour grape. But it seemed like, yeah, he saw it as a positive experience and generally encouraged people to sign up to a tablescaping competition in their vicinity at some point. Honestly, that seems cool. Should I do tablescaping in this for a video? That would be horrible. I actually cannot think. Look at how messy I am. I cannot think of I don't think I'll do a good job. Like and subscribe to make it so one day I'll be good at tablescaping.